Hi, guys. I hope everyone is doing good. Welcome to another episode of the Vara and Virtue Show. Last week was crazy.
Last
So,
week was like, no, I mean, we couldn't expect anything like
oh,
that. And that was the
absolutely
first, like
not.
the first one on my channel too. And I'm like,
Yep.
great.
Great way to
Um,
start it off.
yeah, no, it was good. People reached out afterwards. They were really happy that we went through with it because I did mention that, we were thinking about not doing it.
Well, yeah, it was so
And
jarring. The whole entire just day was an absolutely just insane day in general. So it was like, well, do we really want to go live? But, we had other stuff to talk about, which was good.
yeah, no, I'm glad that we did. This whole week it seems it's just been like a whirlwind,
Oh,
like kind
yeah.
of like been in the fog, just trying to continue, but it's crazy. And because we're on the internet a lot, it's even crazier for us because we're just seeing all
Yeah.
this craziness unfold, all these insane people. Um, you know, the people that are saying that now the right or we're into cancel culture apparently. If that's not an oxymoron, I don't know what is.
Of course.
Um, because people are losing their jobs. And Jimmy Kimmel, I didn't even realize people still thought he was funny and cared about his content. So that's
I
more
really
shocking to
didn't
me
either.
than him actually losing his job because I forgot that he was part of the man show because he acts like such a girl.
He does now,
So
yeah.
absolutely, like he too much estrogen or something. I don't know. Hollywood will do that to you.
It's the Hollywood money. That's what it boils down to. Ooh, we need someone to be the face of a movement. We need somebody to be able to go into clips and say the rhetoric we want to push. And it just happens to be people like Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah. I think the only late night show, like, I don't think that Jimmy Fallon's like great or anything, but I respect that he keeps it. It's been a while since I've watched this stuff. From what I can remember and seeing clips, he sticks to actual comedy and he doesn't get social or politics stuff involved in it. So I respect
I feel
that.
like he tries not to. Obviously, sometimes it's like inevitable. There'll
Yeah.
be the occasional comment, but I don't think that he's definitely as bad as like half of the late night hosts that are around
No.
now.
We need like the Johnny Carson times back. That's when late night was actually funny. And I wasn't around during that time, but I've seen clips and it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
it was a better time then. It's late night
Yeah.
is really
We
like
definitely
lame
got kind
now.
of screwed over when it comes to
We did.
entertainment.
We did. And I'm seeing people cry like, comedy's in trouble. And I'm like, what? Where have you
Yeah.
been? Welcome to
Right.
our side of the fence. But really, you thought comedy was still like good?
Comedy's been in a rough shape for a very long time. It's not even like 5 or 10 years. We're talking like 20, 25 years.
Yeah,
Like,
because
sure,
it
there's still the occasional like funny skit or funny clip that's put online, but not even close to the amount of like consistent comedic moments from, older shows and even from older comedians that are either not around anymore or retired.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching. We may have talked about this on one of our shows, so forgive me, guys, if I've already gone over this. But most comedians these days, like the funny ones, like Shane Gillis and stuff, they do podcasts and everything because it's more lucrative for them, and I don't blame them for it
No.
because they. I know they could give us a good movie, like Shane and his friends. If they did a movie, it would probably be freaking hilarious.
Oh, yeah, probably.
But I don't blame them for not doing it because they have to jump through hoops and people like they don't want to take comedy anymore, like the companies, whatever, the producers, because they're afraid of comedy, especially real
Yep.
comedy. So, they spend a year, maybe a few months, but probably it's usually about a year making a movie just for it to possibly flop, or they have to bow down to the higher ups like, oh, you got to remove this, you got to change this and that. So they just do podcasts because they're unedited and they can say whatever they want.
Well, you're right. And it's like if you look at the like mainstream Hollywood industry, we're talking about hundreds to thousands of people that are employed per show. So we're talking insane overhead. We're talking about these comedians having to bend the knee to these certain organizations' demands, regardless of what political affiliation they're part of. And then on top of all that, you have the audience that like the studio or the company's trying to capture, and then the audience that the comedian actually wants to capture. And then it's like this recipe for disaster because I get it, right? In Hollywood, you never know if today is going to be your last day. The same thing's happening in the video game industry right now. But at the same time, they've brought a lot of this upon themselves. So, like, I can't really sit here and feel all that bad for most of them. Like, sure, there are the occasional funny people or really good actors that I do want to see more of. But at the same time, I would rather those few good ones to be able to have that creative freedom and do something like a podcast or start their own YouTube channel or website and create their own skits and do basically whatever they feel like is going to work best for them.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. And it's, it makes sense. Like us as creators, would we do something that is going to be less lucrative, more time consuming, and where we don't actually have our freedom, which is kind of why we're creators in the first place. We don't have to answer to anybody really besides some of the YouTube crap, but
We love
minus
YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube's
hello.
great.
Hey, if you're watching,
Don't
what's
ban
up?
us. Thanks.
But besides that, we have the freedom of speech to say what we want, and anybody that's working in Hollywood right now, they're very lucky if they find a company that will work with them and allow them to say what they want. That's why we respect it so much when we see something so based come out
Yeah.
of Hollywood. It's not usually Hollywood, it's usually independent, which is why I support more independent shows and everything. And yeah, Last Shadow Chappelle Show is probably one of the last funniest, like really funny based TV shows. I miss it. It was so good.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Also, chat, yes, Bilbo is in the chair. He doesn't want to put up with our bullshit tonight, so he is here now.
He's tired. It's been a week for all of us, even
Yeah.
Bilbo.
Yeah, he hasn't been jumping off the walls today yet, so maybe towards the end of stream. Little power nap.
Yeah, and also real quick, just to get this out of the way, I was gonna ask who sent this. Wiley has showed himself in the chat. I should have known it was Wiley Dave.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
Furby's even tired of this crap right now. Look at him. Saint Furbist is what we're gonna call this one because he's a king.
Yep. I love it.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's crazy. I miss good comedy. Maybe one day we'll get back to it, but I don't know.
I feel like comedy really started to die. And I don't necessarily want to say it's only because of this generation of comedians, but I feel like when they started realizing the Ben Stillers and the Adam Sandlers could be popular, they started to go in the more politically correct or family friendly comedic route. And I think that really did start with someone like Robin Williams. But of course, his career was very vast and there was a lot of different layers to his career. So he was much, I would say, more edgy at times. But I feel like when they sat down and said to themselves, oh, political correctness works in comedy, then of course they only really wanted to hire people like that. And now it's created this kind of drought of those comedians are now kind of being aged out, and some of them are starting to do less and less projects because they're getting slightly older and they can't find anybody to make that funny, politically correct content either. And so you're kind of left in this awkward position of you don't want to hire people who are edgy and young. You don't want to hire people around that same age bracket that are slightly older and are supposed to be like politically correct because they're also very opinionated. So it's like, it's just not a good situation. And comedy's been in a rough place for a long time. So when you mentioned there were people upset about Jimmy Kimmel and, oh my gosh, somebody's being silenced and, oh my gosh, this host I loved is being canceled. It is pretty shocking.
Yeah, because I didn't think people really cared.
Like,
I
don't know. I don't know. When was the last time he was funny?
You got me. I don't know. When he was on the Man Show.
Yeah, well, right. I guess that, is
he still
ultimately
had some testosterone in his system.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have much anymore. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Corey, thank you for the 5. Hey, Wicked. I work in payroll for Buffalo's football team. It's not the most fulfilling job, but it pays the bills.
All right, Corey.
I love how you say all right, so you don't have to laugh. Right. Like, okay, this is my reaction.
No, he dug for that one. Like, I think Corey may have even made that one up himself just for me. So here, you get a water cheers on that one, Corey.
Get 2 big thumbs
That tickled me a little bit. That was funny. Okay.
Thank you, Corey, for the 5. Saw, thank you for the 1 month. Hi to the two beautiful ladies. It's nice Kimmel got pulled off TV and Trump made Antifa a terrorist group. I know, some big news releasing today.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. But thank you for the 1 month. Trybeard, thank you for the 10. Hey, Vara, did you get my email? I did get your email. I just haven't responded to it yet. I probably will get a chance to tomorrow. In light of recent events, now is the time to push back against leftists, cover all areas of pop culture. I mean, yeah, my opinion has always been I think anybody can create entertainment if they're able to leave their politics at the door, but it's become basically impossible to work with these left-leaning individuals who really just boil down to being lunatics, because when you start wanting certain people dead, that's where I draw the line.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's to us because we're rational thinking people. We don't
Yeah.
think that this needs to be explained. But
Right.
just very simply, the difference between cancel culture and the way people are acting about Charlie Kirk right now is they're showing, and this, even if their employers did not like Charlie and they even agree with the celebration, seeing that their workers like they're doing this publicly is a liability because they're showing that if you disagree with them, they could take physical violence on you. Like political violence is not okay, and
No.
people that's what they're doing. They're celebrating that. And not
Right.
only he was innocent, he was just an innocent man whether you agreed with him or not. He was
He's a commentator.
yeah, he was innocent. He was
He
just
wasn't
like
a
you and
politician.
me.
He wasn't
He
changing laws. He
Mhm.
wasn't a lawmaker, right? He wasn't changing the fundamental foundation of the United States of America. Just
No,
a
he was trying his
commentator.
darndest, but no, I'm just
Well,
kidding. I
yeah.
mean,
Well,
really,
he
he was
kind of
doing
was. I
I'm
mean,
saying
he
that
he
he was doing
right.
God's work, right? Because he was going to these people. He's and everyone says he was the nice one. Not that Republicans aren't like, I'm calling them bad, but I'm saying he was the good one because I've seen video after video of people just like ready to just like they're frothing at the mouth and they're screaming at him and he even starts like I watched someone sent me one today where this big girl that you could totally tell she was like,
This
a date
big honker.
this big girl who had just all the makeup, all the colors, but she came up and she asked him what he was about. If you want, I could even share the clip if you're interested. But
Yeah.
he was like to the people in the because everyone behind her has MAGA hats on and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like she's in the center, she's in the pit right now, right? And he was like, before we start, everyone just please be respectful. It's like, oh, what a hateful person saying,
Right.
be
He was the
respectful of this
moderate.
person.
Like
Yeah.
when you start to look at some of the other right-leaning individuals, like the people who are actually far right, Charlie Kirk was definitely not the most extreme commentator, that's for sure. And now these
No.
people are really going to learn that that was the case, that he was the moderate.
Yeah, he was
Oof.
I looked at him like he was just a class act the way he handled himself. And
Right.
people were just so this should be the link by the way if you want to look at it. And they have to make things up and well he was a racist. Well, what made him a racist? He just
Right.
was. Can you give me an example and an example of a video that
Right,
you
it's
didn't
never
edit?
like a full-blown like description. It's never like a conversation or like an explanation. It's just, oh, either they reference out of context clips or they do something like straight up lie and they're not being truthful at all whatsoever about him and his stances and like who he was.
Yeah, and that also shows just kind of how not kind of, like we know how ugly the left can get, but it's like they want to justify him getting killed by sharing, quotes, but that he actually didn't even say. Because his quotes weren't so bad, they actually have to edit it and remove the parts that show you that he actually was a good person
Right.
they see this and they still want to try and prove that he was a bad person because they disagreed with his takes.
Right.
It's so sad.
It doesn't have
Oh,
sound.
it doesn't?
It
Does
does
it send
not.
the sound? Hold
Yeah, it
on,
says video has no sound.
let
That's
me
fine.
go hold on, let me go
That's fine.
to
No
Brave and
rush.
share it to you. That was
Sorry
weird.
guys, you have to look at that on your screen for a minute. Crow,
Sorry.
thank you for the 50 pounds. Floof, all hail the Dark Lord, Bilbo, King of the World. Sleep well, my lord. Yeah, he's just chilling back there. He's a big cat and he takes up that entire seat, but it's okay because he is the king. But thank you so much for the 50. And Pelicans, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. I appreciate it. Angelus, thank you for the 7.99. How does one differentiate between the genuine Chris Pratt and the View panel? I mean, I think it comes down to the opinions that they have before an event really happens. Because, like, if Whoopi Goldberg sat here and cried for Charlie Kirk, right, we would know that she's not being genuine. But I also think that it's their demeanor and the things that they say. Because if somebody is like crying and being so dramatic, they're probably not being fully truthful, especially if they're an actor or they're like a commentator. Like if you know somebody personally, sure, I totally would get why you're so emotional, but there are a lot of people out there who of course are looking for as much attention as possible. So it's always rough.
Yeah, I think like I know I don't know if this is like a hot take with the Jamie Lee Curtis stuff, but I think that she actually was being genuine with what she said because she didn't agree with him. And I don't think she has anything to gain
Yeah.
by doing that. Cause like people are like, well, she's trying to get brownie points. But I'm like, with who? The people that she doesn't really like, that she
Right.
doesn't agree with. So just like when she was like she started talking about his faith and then she got like choked up. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, that feels a little bit genuine. It just I don't
Yeah.
agree with anything that she has to do with like
Right.
socially or politically, but I feel like in that moment she was just being a human being. And
Right.
that's what we want, right? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican, you shouldn't celebrate someone's death.
100%.
Please be respectful,
All right.
okay?
You can hear that?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
I love how he starts the conversation off with, please be respectful, because again, guys, don't forget, he's the most disgusting, degenerate guy on the face of this earth, right? Oh, he hates everybody, right? If he did, why would he tell people to be respectful?
Oh, yeah. And the thing is that he's talking to his people, the people in the
Yeah.
MAGA hat, like, because he's gonna walk up and he's like, because he was the one that was okay with having public discourse and listening to these people when even someone like me and Vara would be like, just get the hell out of my face right now. I don't want to see you. You're gross. Don't talk to me. But Charlie was like, okay, what is it that you have to say to me?
Yeah.
So I have a few like leading questions before my main one. Because I have to be honest, I don't really know that much about you. So would you say that you're very religious?
I am religious. However, every one of my political positions is defensible from a non-religious perspective.
Okay, great. So I was under the impression that your belief.
It's so strange to see somebody that looks, we'll say, so extreme actually coming to the table and trying to have a conversation instead of find a gotcha.
Yeah.
It's so jarring to me.
It is. Absolutely.
Beliefs on abortion were stemming from your religious beliefs.
Well, at the core, that is correct, but I can get that it is defensible from using reason and prudence, as I have done the last couple of
Cool. So you're not trying to illegalize abortion based on the Bible.
Well, no, not based on the Bible. My personal conviction comes from the Bible. I want to make abortion illegal because it is the only applicable extension of laws we already and standards we already have in the West. Correct.
I'm sorry, can you maybe rephrase that?
Eliminating abortion is the only logical step while we apply the standard we already have in this country to unborn life. So we have murder laws.
Yes.
Therefore, murder laws should apply to unborn life as it does to born life.
Okay. So, again, reiterating, you're not trying to instate laws based on Christian beliefs because that would be unconstitutional, right?
Well, again, sort of, but no, I am not using scripture to defend my beliefs. However, my personal convictions start with scripture, but the political views that we're talking about here are all defensible using reason and Western tradition.
Okay. So,
She does not know what to do because she
Right.
can't get
No.
mad.
Yeah, no, she keeps asking him to rephrase it because she's hoping that he's going to rephrase it in like a, I don't know, controversial way, in a way that she could really maybe hone in on one single word or piece of language that he's using. And I mean, maybe that wasn't her intention coming up here because she starts off, I would say, like asking questions almost to try to learn. But at the same time, it does kind of come across like, maybe she's, hoping that he's going to say something that she can use.
Yeah.
that's all I needed to know, that you weren't trying to instate laws based on Christian beliefs, because I would not be able to support anything that was so blatantly unconstitutional. But thank you for clarifying that for me. I had a whole thing ready, but I guess that wasn't necessary. Thank you so much.
Well, first of all, just tell me more about how you view politics, or what is that okay, or if not, like.
So I think that that does really just kind of sum up, right, how he was. And
Mhm.
if you really start looking at a lot of like like interviews that he did and like the debates and the discussions, it's it's I don't want to say strange for a commentator to do that, but he just approached conversation in a way that a lot of commentators are not. Like, even if you see people like Destiny or like Hassan, who are supposed to be actually, the tolerant group, which we know that they're definitely not. They're really anything but, and they go into discussions trying to attack your stance when they don't agree with it.
And you could tell, like, even with her voice, she was ready to go in there and like really start attacking. And she's just like, well,
Yeah,
crap. Like,
okay,
I
right.
can't do what I was gonna do now. You're actually being civil with me. And I think it threw her off too, in the beginning when he's just
Yeah.
like, be respectful. She's like, oh wait, you guys aren't here
Right.
to scream at me. And then
Right.
notice all the people in the back, they aren't rioting, they aren't
Mhm.
throwing stuff at her, they aren't trying to stone her because, the right is so intolerant. So I don't know why they were doing that. Must have been a glitch in the matrix or something.
Yep, definitely. Paul, thank you so much for the $100. Good evening, ladies. I'll just make this one point, and that is that the left just had their Yamamoto moment. They woke the sleeping giant. The silent majority will no longer be silent no more. Keep up the good work, Semper Fi. I completely agree. I think that there are so many people that have been maybe not as focused on politics over the past couple of years that are definitely waking up to that. There are people who maybe put politics on like the back seat. They weren't really focused very heavily on it, or people who had considered themselves to be more center have definitely leaned right. And there's a lot of videos on social media of people that were even saying, I'm done with the left because
Mhm.
of this attitude that so many people are now promoting on social media.
Oh yeah, I've seen a few and I'm like, wow. And it's like I haven't watched all of them, but I played a little bit of a couple just to see how it starts. They seem very sincere. And that means I had a conversation with someone about this. How not everybody that is on the left is, I call them like mouth frothers. And I know you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. People that are
Yeah,
just like, they don't want to listen to reason and they just know what I say is right. And I'm not going to listen to you, even if you're showing me
right.
facts and truth, right? They're not all like that because if, say, someone who's new to politics, like for me, it was I wasn't always political. And what pushed me, it wasn't even fully to the right at the moment. I've always been a conservative Christian, like growing up, like personality wise, but I was never political to say like, oh, I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat. And when Trump first ran, I'm on Facebook seeing all these people I know sharing all this just like crazy stuff that I later find out it's all lies about him, like photoshopping stuff. And the one moment that made me decide to start looking into it is somebody shared a picture of a woman wearing "Make America White Again" on her shirt. And I'm like, this is before MAGA was a huge thing because he had just
Yeah.
started. So I'm like, what? I'm like, no freaking way. Like, come on. Like, all this stuff is
Yeah.
insane. So I decided, and this was just me by myself. Nobody red pilled me. Nobody from the right was trying to push me. It was the left that pushed me that way. I was just like, I'm just sitting here chilling, not getting political. But then I decided to look into it. And I'm like, wow, they're all lying. And these people that I know personally in my life don't want to take the time to look into it. And if we try to talk to them, they get so mad. And it's like, but why don't you want to be educated? Why do you want to look stupid? You're sharing lies to push your agenda. And you don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, definitely. But thank you so, so much for the 100. I really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Girthy Banana, thank you for the 3. Very questionable profile picture.
Very questionable.
Very questionable. Very grateful for your 3.
Thank you.
Montesquieu, thank you
Monte.
for the 11 euros. I haven't been able to donate to your channel when you're live for over a week now. This is a test. Well, the test did work. I don't know why.
Loud and clear. Yeah, sometimes
I'll
people
scroll
have.
up in chat and see what you said.
This is weird.
A YouTube problem? A PayPal problem? I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I haven't seen anybody else complain about it, but thank you for that.
It happens sometimes.
I'll
Oh,
keep my eye out.
as always, I digressed into why I switched. But my point is that some people that may be on the left, right, because their parents pushed it on them or their friends pushed it on
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
they're seeing this and it's their moment to be like, wait a minute. All that you need to see is one nice clip of Charlie Kirk and see like if he's so bad, why would he say something like this? And
Right.
then that's when they start looking into him and they're like, wait, he was actually a really good human being. And they're like, what they see, all these people just lying and cutting. Even me, like I posted the empathy quote that he had said. And I'm like, if you're going to post it, post the whole quote and talking about how he, everyone was trying to post it and say that he's not an empathetic person. He thinks empathy is bad. It's like, well, the rest of the quote says that he thinks sympathy is better because people don't use empathy correctly. And I agree with that. I'm not saying empathy is not a thing, but I totally agree that people take empathy and they don't use it in the right context. So sympathy is better because you really can't know how somebody feels. Like when you say, oh, I'm empathetic towards you about something, you can't really know what someone's feeling. So I understand what he meant by that quote. And
Yeah.
people that weren't even following me were quoting my tweet and putting it in arguments to say, like, you guys are, you mean to tell me that you guys aren't even posting the whole quotes? Like, just from something that I posted, had somebody noticed that they're lying. And like the left lies so much. And like I'm seeing it in all these threads, and I was like, yes. Welcome to
Yeah,
our
I gotcha.
side. Like, welcome over here. And I just did it just to do it, not even thinking that was what was going to happen. So just seeing it was like 2 or 3 people. I'm like, you know what? I like this. That something I
Yeah.
posted is helping educate people.
Yeah, definitely. I totally get what you're saying. We've talked in the past about we're very lucky that our parents didn't push politics onto
Mhm.
us, which a lot of people don't have the luxury of, but I think that obviously that's probably the way that parents should should treat their kids.
Yeah, let them figure it out themselves. Like I have a friend who has a teenager who was kind of leading, like it's just teenagers, right? So please, I barely knew anything when I was like 20. So teenagers, they don't know a lot. So seeing them like question all this and be based is like it's wonderful to see.
Right.
She was, leaning a bit more on the left, and then she decided to have a civil conversation with her parents. And everything they said made more sense. So now she's a conservative and she's like, wow, like that makes absolutely no sense. And I'm like, welcome to the proper side. Like
Yeah.
all she had to do was have a conversation with her parents to see like these people don't make sense.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, they don't. You're right.
Nope. It's for sure.
Yeah.
Brian, thank you for the 5 also. Cute cat. That's a
Aw.
orange cat. I bet he bit you 25 times today.
Are the orange
That's
ones
for
the
sure.
biters?
Yeah.
She's like,
They're the menaces. I say this
yeah.
is an orange cat just peacefully sleeping behind me. I'm pushing fucking orange cat propaganda right now. Adam, thank you for the gifted membership. Much appreciated. Sascha, thank you for the 10. MGR Revengeance, nice argument, Senator. Why you won't back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up. P.S. Thanks for your great content, Vara. Yeah, I put out a lot of content. I try my best and ultimately just keep giving my opinions. But thank you for the support. I appreciate it.
Pushes orange cat propaganda.
Yeah,
Look
it
out,
really,
Garfield.
it really is. Unfortunately, I've
We're
been
coming
caught.
for you next.
Yeah, called out, caught in 4K. So this had happened right before stream, which of course I had sent to you, and it started our conversation tonight. Nexstar ABC affiliates to preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live. It says Nexstar Media Group today announced that the company's owned and partner television stations affiliated with the ABC television network would preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live for the foreseeable future, beginning with tonight's show. Nexstar strongly objects to recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel concerning the killing of Charlie Kirk and will replace the show with other programming in its ABC affiliated markets. Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national political discourse, and we do not believe they reflect the spectrum of opinions, views, or values of the local communities in which we are located, said Andrew Alford, president of Nexstar's broadcasting division, continuing to give give Mr. Kimmel a broadcast platform in the communities we serve is simply not in the public interest at the current time, and we have made the difficult decision to preempt his show in an effort to let cooler heads prevail as we move towards the resumption of respectful, constructive dialogue. Now, there are apparently quite a lot of people that still like Jimmy Kimmel. I guess it makes sense, right? Because he does push the political viewpoint that they support.
Yeah.
But we, of course, are starting to see these people already saying it's cancel culture, it's terrible, we can't believe that this would happen, and oh my gosh, you know, you're just as bad as the meanie left you're talking about for canceling a poor man and his show, and you're all so horrendous. And I thought that this was, you know, pretty good timing, right? We're all talking about cancel culture and freedom of expression, but Wicked had actually put up a video. I think it was was it today or was it yesterday?
It was
last
today. It was a
night?
clip from my
Okay.
live this
Yeah.
morning.
So I'm gonna play that really quickly.
People are crying.
You can hear that.
Yes.
Sometimes
listen,
StreamYard is so inconsistent. So we'll be sitting here for 30
Yes.
seconds and it's like, I don't hear what we're saying.
Exactly. So chat, we're not dumb. StreamYard
I'm not
says-
trying to, right? I'm not trying to be like, hey, can you hear that? Are you deaf
Hello?
now or what?
Hello. People are crying about like freedom of speech, which is a bit ironic because that's exactly the right that Charlie was exercising when he was assassinated. This is not cancel culture. People are saying, oh, the right is so against cancel culture, yet they're celebrating and getting us fired for how we feel about Charlie Kirk's murder. That's not cancel culture. Now, what cancel culture is, they're browsing through a coworker through their Twitter and they see that they're following.
It's true though. A lot of these people on the left are acting like they don't know the definition of cancel culture.
We should just start talking to them like they're kindergartners. Maybe we'll
really
get through to
should.
them.
We need a fucking whiteboard and some visual effects on screen.
So,
What is cancel
cancel
culture? And then
This
like the
is an
sparkles going across the screen. Maybe we
You-
put a couple rainbows in the background since that's all they care about.
They like color. It's
Yeah,
true.
they do. That's for sure.
And somebody who will just be like real here. It's usually a conservative, somebody on the right. Oh, they're following this person. Now, they go through their tweets and they find that they liked a couple of tweets that they disagree with. And they're so bothered by that they have to continue on and go and get these people fired. That is cancel culture. What is happening with Charlie is not cancel culture. The people celebrating his death, what they're showing by celebrating the murder of an innocent man, they're okay with political violence. They have to pay attention to the people doing this publicly because it shows that their mindset is if they disagree with somebody, it's okay to use physical violence. So that is why these people are getting fired, and they need to be fired. Absolutely, because that's not okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
100% truthful.
It seems like so, you know, obviously duh to people like us, but they don't get that. And I even had someone that called us in my comments cancel pigs, and I was like, listen, a couple of my mods went and just like went in kindly on this one, and I was like, he probably disappeared.
Right.
But it's like an oxymoron, right? Because we see people, an example is Carolyn, who is a really good friend of
Yeah.
mine. She's a wonderful person. I've had the pleasure to hang out with her many times, even stayed at her house for a weekend. She's wonderful. And she is a victim of cancel culture, which is some idiot that was working with her decided to deep dive into her tweets. And this was back when you could still see what people liked and stuff. And she liked a couple of tweets from a conservative. Oh, shocking. And then she got fired for it. And
Yeah.
it was really rough on her. Now that versus somebody who is okay with somebody being killed because of their opinion. And this is a political thing too. Like, he wasn't a politician, but you know, he spoke publicly about political issues and he was killed for it. So people that are making light of this, joking about it, or even celebrating it is disgusting. But yeah, like, as an employer, you're looking at them, even if you agree with them, because they are publicly saying it, like, wait a minute, what if they come and they like shoot up the building because, you know, Patricia disagreed with him on something political, or they got their feelings hurt. So now they're going to come punch Trevor in the face. I don't know. just throwing names out there. I don't know any of these people.
Trevor,
But-
what did you do?
Yeah, Trevor and Patricia always starting
Yeah.
trouble. But really, that's exactly
Yeah.
what it is, and it's so to us, it's like yeah, duh, we see it that way, but they don't. They're like, no, you're getting us canceled because we're exercising our freedom of speech right, the freedom of speech right that you guys are so vigilantly trying to get censored because you're so sensitive. If we
Yeah.
say something you disagree with, it hurts your little feelings, so you got to go over to Blue Sky now and leave Twitter because that's your safe place.
Yeah, it's so funny to me that these same people right now are saying our freedom of speech is being trampled, even though they've been perfectly fine. And in the case of someone like Tim Sweeney, right? He said, oh my gosh, we should be able to voice what we want. Okay, but you're the same person that doesn't allow the word retard to be used in your in-game chats. You're the same type of person who says we need to get people's accounts banned and their money ripped away from them because they said a joke that you find offensive. So you weren't worried about freedom of speech over the past decade and probably more, let's be fair, but now you're worried about it because it's affecting you. And these people are sitting here complaining about cancel culture when they are the ones who really gave it grounds, because sure, like there's always been some form of cancel culture, some form of just humans accusing other human beings of doing other things that they find heinous or disgusting or they disagree with, but they are the ones who set these systems in place. They are the ones who said, oh, call these people's employers, leave them posts on social media. But now you're saying it's not okay because it's being used against you. And sure, in theory, I wouldn't want a human being to lose their job based off of a piece of whether it's like a piece of text or an image, right? If it is not directly calling for the violence against somebody else. But we do know that, of course, threatening violence and wishing harm that's come to people and hate speech are not protected speech. So sure, there are these individuals that are going to argue that, oh, well, if they shared a meme that had to do with his death, it's not technically inciting violence. But at the same time, they previously have set these systems in place, so it's if there's anything you disagree with, you can call their employers and try to get them fired. And again, like on a human level, I in theory wouldn't want people to lose their jobs, but they're either pushing the line or going over that line. So that's why so many people are now not saying, I'm going to sit here and defend you, because it's indefensible speech.
Yeah, absolutely. And think of, little things like some old man gets fired because he accidentally called a woman miss, but they decide to identify as a he now.
Yeah.
And oh, that's hate speech. You're getting fired now. Like, he doesn't know. Like that to me, like when that started, I was so angry about that. Like people getting fired because they're misgendering. Like, oh, please get over yourself. You used to have a wee and now you don't. Whatever. Don't get mad at me for mixing it up because you got a beard, Jennifer.
Oh, fuck. It's so true. Though. It really is.
Vara wasn't ready for that one.
I wasn't ready for that. That's for sure. But that is true.
Yeah.
So this article, I wanted to highlight this one from Vulture just because the first line is truly all you need to know. Conservative cancel culture has come for Jimmy Kimmel. Walt Disney-owned ABC has announced it's pulling new episodes of Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely following right-wing outrage over comments he made during his September 15th show about his reaction to the killing of right-wing podcaster and provocateur Charlie Kirk. Disney's decision follows a move by one of its major affiliate groups, Nexstar, to preempt the show in response.
I wonder what the ratings were like. I'm curious
Probably
about
terrible.
That.
I know
Trump
Trump had made
what?
a post and he said like the what did he say exactly? Like the failing Jimmy Kimmel Live, which is so funny.
I know ratings have gone down overall for like all of these late night shows, which is another reason I think why like Colbert's gone. I seen someone make a comment like that, like they got rid of Colbert too. Comedy is under attack, and I'm like, what comedy? What is funny here? Because I don't find any of this funny, but okay.
He said the ratings challenged. Jimmy Kimmel show is canceled. So funny.
It's like, sorry for all 12 people. As Shane said that in the chat earlier, all 12 of their watchers are upset now.
Yep. And of course, Vulture is saying, "Oh, they didn't give an explanation and this is horrific and it's just not fair." And Vulture's reached out to Kimmel's reps for comment next and asked Nexstar and ABC for additional clarification of today's actions. But ultimately, I think it's pretty clear why this happened. Like, what other explanation are they really supposed to give? He said something that millions and millions and millions of people are disgusted by. What did you really expect to happen? Just because you've gotten away with making similar comments in the past doesn't mean you're going to be able to do that forever. And now you're just facing the consequences of your own actions and your own speech.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's accountability. And people are like, no,
Yeah.
this term conservative cancel culture is hilarious to me.
Of course. Well, it's because they don't want to admit that they are really the ones who started modern cancel culture, or the theory of modern cancel culture.
They're like, are we the baddies? No, we can never be the baddies. Never. Don't even think about it like that.
Yep.
But now, like, I'm just like, poor Jimmy. How's he gonna move to Italy now? He doesn't have the money. He's,
It's so sad.
Poor guy. I mean, let's
Yeah.
throw some F's in the chat. I mean, hearts in the chat for Jimmy Kimmel.
Man, how is he going to pay for his house that has 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, a sound studio, a deck, a swimming pool, and a built-in spa? How's he going to pay for that now?
How does one live without a spa? I would love to know.
Wow.
Meanwhile, I got my like ghetto little tub that I turned into a spa with like bath bombs.
Guys, how is this fair? Y'all have canceled him. How is he gonna pay for his brand fucking new mansion that he bought? Oh my god, a month ago. Exactly, a month ago.
No, it's over. A month ago. There goes all his money.
A month to the day.
He's gonna have to dip into the man show money now.
Man, how is this fair, guys? Oh, brother, this sucks. He paid $600 million over the asking price. I bet he wishes he had that money now.
It's because they saw Jimmy Kimmel coming and they're like, he's got low T, so we could take advantage of this. Let's get some more money. Make him think that this is worth more. We'll tell him that, I don't know.
Oh, and of course, he had said, we hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. So this is the statement that really got him the boot.
And it's really, I don't know what word I'm looking for. The guy definitely wasn't MAGA. I mean, wasn't he dating?
Oh God, no. Fucking 2 trans furry lovers.
All of the scary things.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know why. Like, he thought that he was like, this is an own, and I'm gonna get at least 5 giggles from this one. So I'm gonna say it. Like, he thought that was like an edgy joke.
Right. I just don't know.
The MAGA gang. Are we in a gang now?
Apparently. I just don't know how this is the first, like, I don't know, joke on the top of his head that he thought that he could come up with and ultimately get away with. It had already been days. It had already been 5 days. So he knew how heated the conversation was. He already knew how divided, sure, some people are, and how upset some people are. So he really believed that he could get away with it because he felt that his position was too good, right? That, oh my gosh, ABC could never lose someone like him. And sure, he technically hasn't been fired yet. This show isn't officially canceled, but it's been pulled indefinitely, basically until he starts begging for another chance and he apologizes, which I just don't know if he's going to do. Like, sure, he clearly needs the money, as most of these people do, but on the flip side, I can't personally recall off the top of my head a time when he has apologized for something that he's said that has upset people.
Yeah, that's true. And he's probably, I'm like just reading some of the comments in the chat, and I agree with a few of what some of you guys are saying. Like, I think he wanted out probably. So
Right.
and the thing is, he is not just, he thought this was a joke, probably, maybe, allegedly, but this is just another example of the left using their platform to spread misinformation. He's like, let me tell them that this guy was MAGA, which I still find that so
Right.
funny that it's like a pronoun to them.
Why would that
This
be
guy was
anybody's
MAGA.
first assumption that somebody who is MAGA would murder somebody on their same political side and that shares similar political opinions? Like, that would be like such a rare case. That
Yeah,
would be insanely rare.
absolutely. And especially someone like Charlie, who was bringing more people onto that side, the younger
Yeah.
generation, and just so influential. Makes no sense. So yeah, he thought it was a joke, an awful joke, not even just like distasteful, but it's just not even funny. Like, if this happened, like, say he made this joke about somebody on the left, like this person was a liberal and it was on their side and killed one of their own, like, it's just not funny. He was just trying to spread misinformation 100%.
Right. And of course, there are a lot of people memeing on this saying, "Oh no, boo hoo." Anyway, because it's you can't really sit here and feel bad for these people. He knew what he was saying. I'm sure he had a team of people who also agreed. He felt that he was untouchable, and he's not. And even if he apologizes, there's still going to be, I would bet that there would still be a significant viewership decline because, again, like, there are always going to be people from both sides of the spectrum who are going to consume content.
Mhm.
And I'm sure that there are plenty of people who lean right who did watch his show and watched clips maybe on social media, but it's gotten to the point where those people, even if you apologize, they're not going to
Yeah.
forgive you.
No,
In
no, not at all.
2017,
It's so
Charlie Kirk had said Jimmy Kimmel isn't funny. Boy, was he right. Whew.
Yeah, it's all these like tweets resurfacing. It's just like it shows you, and it's like they're taking this moment.
Yeah.
See, he's so hurt about that, right? Jimmy Kimmel probably never forgot that because that's how they are. It's been festering in him, so he's like, this guy's dead now, so let me take a jab at him.
Yeah.
So
It's terrible.
disgusting and distasteful. I don't. Yeah, I don't think the show's going to come back. Ratings weren't good, and he probably was like, this is my out, and he's probably just going to disappear because, Charlie, another based comment from Charlie, Jimmy Kimmel isn't funny. He's not
Nope.
relevant anymore. And on the Man Show, like, I was very young at the time. I remember, guys in my life watching it, like older guys, and I wasn't allowed to watch it. It was like, women jumping on trampolines and,
Yep.
that silly stuff. But from what I recall, from little I have seen and clips that I have seen recently, it was actually Adam, pronounce it Carolla. Is that how you say his last name? Adam.
Yeah.
He was the funny one.
Yeah.
And Jimmy was riding his coattails. So,
Oh, of course. Of course.
I'm not sad to see this go. I wonder what they're going to replace it with. Honestly, it probably,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be comedy.
Probably not.
They might try with comedy I hate saying it, but it is basically dead these days, at least in mainstream entertainment. I don't know. I like to see it. I mean, if you'd like, there's two ladies here that will take over.
Yeah.
Could you just imagine what would happen to the
Us
left?
getting hired by Disney. Let's start with that conversation. All right. That is not happening.
We're going to infiltrate. Okay. We're going to make Disney great again.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about that
Yes,
earlier
oh my
because,
gosh, I was laughing
because
so hard.
Disney is hiring a DEI manager for $250,000. And I said, wicked. You and me, we both need to put our hat in the ring. We need to infiltrate. We need to get this cash. We need to burn it to the ground. We need to get out of there.
I would dye my hair purple to infiltrate
Yeah.
them.
Hell yeah. One of us could pretend for a year.
We could do it. And then once they realize they're
250K?
like,
I'll do it. You know what? Whatever.
we just slide. We just like, slide little like right-leaning ideologies into some of these people. Like, here, read this.
Yeah.
Like passing out little cards like, this isn't the truth. Here's the truth.
Yep.
I don't know, before we leave, just try to like, help
Yep.
some of those people. I don't know. Not that you can.
I don't think you
That'd be
can
funny.
really.
We're there for a year, and then all of a sudden, Disney's good again. Like,
Yeah.
what? We did it. You're welcome. We sacrificed making a bunch of money to do it.
Absolutely. But, now if Jimmy Kimmel apologizes, he's going to face problems if that happens, because there's going to be people on the left who are mad that he apologized after this, as they're calling it, cancel attempt, even though it's really just accountability. But we're seeing the same thing happening right now with Ghost of Yotei over the situation. So, of course, when this had initially happened and we found out all of the news about Charlie Kirk, we also had seen a lot of people in the gaming industry making some pretty disgusting and vile comments. And one of the first people that kind of blew up was Drew Harrison, somebody who's working at Sucker Punch on Ghost of Yotei, and they had basically reposted and made comments about punching Nazis and, oh, he died being a racist, bigoted, disgusting human being. And this person had gotten fired, from what we understood. It's not like that was ever like officially confirmed, but now, because Sony and Sucker Punch have fired this person seemingly, we are now seeing people on the left boycotting and also people on the right boycotting, because Sony hasn't apologized. The game already was facing major issues, and to top all of that off, there are other developers that are a part of this studio who either reposted Drew's initial post or liked it or made similar comments. So even if you decide to support it, well, technically, just because this one person got fired, there's still other people that would be making money off of you that work at the studio.
Yeah. So this is they're doubling down too. That's the thing. Except they're not apologizing, and they're even editing and deleting comments on YouTube. As we've seen, I sent it to you. The post Yellow Flash. All he wrote was "Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk" under their trailer, and they removed his comment. Or hit it, whatever.
Which I can't say I'm shocked at, because companies do that all the time on their YouTube, especially when it comes to content creators, because they feel like, well, if we hide this, maybe like less people will see it and be paying attention to it, but all it does is cause the Streisand effect to occur.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I can't think of any times where a company has hidden a YouTuber's post and it's gone well for them.
No, you'd think that they would learn.
Yeah.
That people like us that are, some people consider us like not modern, but just like real journalists. Like I know you for sure. You deep dive into stuff. You're smart. You do more than I do. I pretty much just play games and yap on podcasts. But
Sometimes
you actually do real work. Yeah. But the thing is, like, we're not quiet. Like you do something like this, like Yellow Flash. Like Yellow Flash is big, and PlayStation hid his comment. And they couldn't have. All they had to do was take 1 second to look into who he is and see how big of an audience he is and what type of content he creates, to know that probably isn't a good idea. I mean, he's got a check mark too, so you know that he's a big YouTube creator just from that. So you would think that they would learn, like, if you're gonna silence somebody, internet creators probably aren't the ones to try and do it, because we take screenshots, we've got receipts, we keep everything.
I'd say it's pretty easy to hide average people's comments, but to hide creators is such a bad move from a PR standpoint.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially somebody who's like in the nerd sphere, right?
Yeah.
Like video games and stuff, like Yellow Flash. That's not a good move there, Sony.
Yeah, that's for sure. Rover, thank you so much for gifting 10 memberships to the channel. Much appreciated. Thank you. Ditto what Paul said. This will defend. Thank you, Cabal, for the 10. Much appreciated. Glitch, thank you for the 5. I said this a bit ago, but I don't care about fetuses getting aborted. Only thing I ask is that you don't gloat about it like Alyssa. Be human. Alyssa Mercante is a very...
Ooh, I'm just kidding.
I was telling Vara, a unique person. Let's put her that way.
Yes. No, I was telling Vara earlier that I don't remember what stream it was. Someone brought her up, and I had no idea who she was. And they're like, "Dang, if she's watching,
you're gonna
right now,
she's gonna hate that."
I'm like, get more relevant then.
You're on the shit list. Well, you already are,
know.
because you're on this podcast. So
it's okay.
She already has your name on the list.
She's like crying, right? Virtue.
Yep. Jeremy Griggs' dad. Thank you for the 2. Check out Netflix. Ed Gein's trailer, super creepy. We were talking about that. That comes out October 2nd or 3rd, I think.
Yes,
But
and
we
we're gonna
are going to
review
be
it.
watching that, and reviewing that, whichever day that comes out, the next show, whatever that other Wednesday would be. But it does look pretty good. The Jabroni, thank you for the 2. Jimmy puts fries in the bag. I know. I mean, he's going to have to sell his big new house he just bought. He probably owns 4 of them. He probably doesn't just own this one $8 million mansion either. So
That's his small mansion.
Yeah, maybe he'll have to sell 2 of them to make up for the for the situation he put himself in. Robert, thank you for the $4.99. Do you 2 have any favorite Star Wars moments?
Star Wars moments. I know Empire Strikes Back is my favorite movie, and I know
Yeah,
don't pick on me for that. I like the love story. Okay, I
It's
like
not
Han and
bad.
Leia.
I mean, basically all of KOTOR is my favorite Star Wars moment. Does that count?
The first, to be honest though, New Hope has some funny moments when you look at it now, like the
does.
stormtroopers slipping around and Carrie
Yep.
Fisher accidentally having a bit of a British accent for a couple minutes. It's so good. It's just
it really is good. But thank you for the 5.
October
Yeah.
3rd, Monster
October
the Ed Gein
3rd.
story. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we'll be reviewing it on the 8th. I don't know how
Yes.
many episodes it is. It's
I feel-
probably 6 or
I'd
8.
say- I think 6 to 8
I
is
think
usually what they
those
do.
are 6. So yeah, but
Yeah.
either way, we'll binge watch it. That's for sure.
Mhm.
Poncho, thank you for the 2. Mentally challenged indeed. I mean, aren't all these people?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's what they use to defend themselves. Like, hey, he killed someone because he's mentally challenged. Feel sorry for him.
Corona, thank you for the 15 months. Hi everyone. Hello. Hope you're doing
Hi.
good. But yeah, I mean the Yellow Flash situation is, I mean it sucks, right? It sucks that this has happened, that you have a company that is so big in this industry that is doing this, because you're bound to eventually support Sony again. It's not like they're an indie studio that puts out one game every 10 years and you can ignore them. We're talking about a massive company within this industry that actually technically the number 1 company in the industry based on revenue. So that it sucks because you're bound to support them again. But on the flip side, we've known for a long time how these companies and also the activists that work for them truly feel. Like these activists, they are always making controversial statements. So we already technically knew who we were supporting, but with Ghost of Yotei, it's tough because you already had Erika Ishii's controversy. You had the controversy of them replacing Jin Sakai. Now, take all those and add in pretty mediocre teasers and trailers and them silencing people and their employees making all these statements. And it's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's sad to say, but you are right. People are still going to support Sony afterwards because they're such a big company.
Right.
And we seen it with a big example was Call of Duty, right? Everyone was up in arms about Call of Duty for a little bit, but that lasted 2 weeks, and then everyone was playing it again. So that's what's going to happen with this company. I mean, I think Ghost of Yotei, people are still going to play it, but they're going to feel it a little bit because there's going to be a nice chunk of people that are just like, no. People in our sphere, people like us, I'm not. I don't even know if I was interested in. I can't remember the gameplay if I was actually interested in it. But
the first game was great, but the second game, it's gotten to the point where you don't want to support it.
Yeah,
Even for me, usually I try to stream a lot of new games. So if there's 100 people in a stream, that's 99 copies potentially not sold. But at this point, even I don't have any interest in playing it or highlighting it.
Yeah. No, and I don't blame you. And that's, it's sad that they don't care. They're silencing creators that would probably support them if they didn't do stupid things like this. All they had to do was apologize.
Yeah.
For it. It's really not that hard, but these companies are so freaking stubborn. All they have to do is apologize or say, our views don't align with this developer's views. It's very simple, but they still won't do it. Like Disney is the worst with it. They will
Yep.
not admit to wrongdoing ever.
Nope, they won't. And as we can see, there's so many different examples of left individuals that are on Blue Sky freaking out, saying time to boycott Yotei and Sony until they reinstate the artists. Sucker Punch, why are you capitulating to the far right? Your game's star is someone Charlie Kirk would have wanted to die. Fucking what?
What?
How insane do you have to be to make a statement like that? Boycott Ghost of Yotei. Fuck Sucker Punch. Fuck their CEOs and upper echelon for capitulating to fucking fascists. Wow, guys. They said fuck 18 times. That's how you know they're very serious about this.
They're so edgy.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Oh my gosh, so passionate. I'm going to be crystal clear here. This is cowardly. Handing power to the internet at large, you are abetting the kinds of actions that have hurt so many of my fellow developers. Have a process and follow it, but don't take cues from people looking for a head. Absolutely disgusting behavior to crumple to a harassment campaign so easily and fully. Management at Sucker Punch should be ashamed. Should the employee have been disciplined? Maybe, but firing them over so small a joke that isn't even at Kirk's expense is ridiculous. Oh yeah, guys, because saying that he died as a bigoted, homophobic, racist piece of shit, guys, it wasn't at Kirk's expense. And of course, that's just what they are calling a small joke. Do these people actually know what the statement was? Now, I know that most of them are referencing Kotaku, and Kotaku in this article trashes Savvy, trashes Mark Kern, trashes like who they deem as right-leaning in general in the gaming sphere that has talked about this, but it's like they're not reading past the headline, so they see that, oh, they were fired over a joke, and then they actually assume it's a joke when Kotaku is lying. It's not a joke. Okay, I guess technically they did say one joke, or what's supposed to be a joke, the Mario Luigi thing, but their other statements and reposts were not jokes.
Yeah, so I mean, it's the left, so I think it's fair to say that the majority of them did not even look into it and probably don't even know what the comments were because they're too lazy to educate themselves. They just see something, someone tells them to be mad, and they decide, I'm going to be mad. This is unfair. This is unjust. I'm a victim. Feel sorry for me. That's their mindset. And they don't, even if you try calmly, like Charlie did with a lot of these people, we've seen examples of it working and examples of people just freaking out when he's trying to calmly have a discourse with them. You can't educate them, and they don't want to look anything up. Even if you put it right in front of their faces, they're like, no, I can't. Right. What I want is, it's all that matters. What I think, don't, you can't teach me nothing. So I would say at least, I don't know how many tweets you have there, but I'll say at least, or whatever the Blue Sky stuff's called, at least 1 out of 5 didn't even bother looking up what the comments were.
No, probably not. Saying caving to online pressure from dudes who aren't going to buy and play Yotei because the protagonist is a woman is pretty stupid. All you're doing is alienating the people who want to play the game.
Do they even know how like the right wingers are? They like a woman. They like women in games.
I think that this is such a funny argument that gamers don't want to play games with women in them. Okay, why was Nier popular? Why is Tomb Raider popular? Why was Horizon popular? Why is Silksong popular? I mean, we could go on and on and on all fucking day about series that have been popular and made money that happen to feature women. But of course, they're going to ignore that because then they can't paint us all as sexist, misogynist haters. I mean, us just talking about this and not sharing their opinion means that we're traitors to our gender. So
yes, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess
women.
It's just another day that ends with a Y when we're being called ists and phobes and all these different things.
It's lost its meaning, really.
It really has, for
Kibble.
Sure. Me Kimmel. That's all.
I like that one.
Glitch Hunter for the 2. I do like that too. There's so many puns with his name that we could probably find. Corona, thank you for the 5. There's only one thing to say about Jimmy Kimmel. Rip Bozo. And he deserves it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and shed a tear for people who are truly hateful.
Yeah.
I'm just not. You know, if you were a normal person and like, okay, maybe all you did was make one single comment, right? I could see people feeling bad for you, but when you're making such just vile, hateful posts, and it's not one, it's one on another, on another, on another. How are you expecting to gain any sympathy from anyone? Period.
Yeah, and the people with the crocodile tears, like I got fired, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, boo-hoo, maybe you shouldn't have celebrated the death of an innocent man. And something that they also don't realize, which again, we can't get them to realize it because they just plug their ears. They don't want to hear us, but we have to listen to them all the time. Uh, it's that, Charlie was just a normal guy. He wasn't a politician. We've been pushing this so much onto people. It's just like he was just having a public discussion with people, and he did it so classy and with respect. And they're making fun of him and like his poor family, his children. And that's not a reason to get someone fired, right? Like you're making fun of somebody, and the whole situation is sad, but it's the people that are like he deserved it and stuff are the ones that are really getting looked into because you're supporting political violence, and that's not okay. That's not part of freedom of speech. There's a difference
Nope.
between making some stupid comment like us. We'll share some meme that makes the left mad about like some rainbow wearing furry, and it's like that is hate speech. No, it's not. It just hurts your feelings because you're soft.
Yep.
It's not the same thing as celebrating someone's death. Not at all.
Nope. 100% agree. Hollywood guy, thank you for the 5. Looks like Jimmy might have to find a real job. Some people never want to learn or take responsibility for their own actions. I guess he's going to be putting the fries in the bag soon. Oh no. Boo-hoo.
Well, so he could take all that feminine energy and become a waitress.
Yeah, he could. Yeah.
Could nail it.
Yep. Thank you so much for the 5. Katrina is now a translating director for a big game company in Japan. I haven't heard of you're talking about Katrina. I don't remember how to say their last name. It starts with an L. Katrina translator.
Well, you don't ask me, if you can't pronounce it, I sure can.
Yeah, I don't remember. It starts with an L. Fucking loser. Katrina the loser. I'm 90% sure
right.
that's who you're talking about, but I'll have to look into that. Thank you for the 5. Not shocking, though, to be honest. AP, thank you for the 5. Read a review about the new restaurant on the moon. Said it had great food, but no atmosphere. That is pretty funny, because the moon does have no atmosphere.
Good one, AP.
That is
always
pretty
good
fucking good. I like that one. Thank you for the 5. And Hypernauts, thank you for the 10. I'm not sure if you guys watched the background NPC. She said it best yesterday. These sick people have caused the gaming industry to rot. She's also boycotting Yotei. I don't, but I mean, yeah, it is so true. Like, gamers were truly and genuinely so nice to these people. We gave all different sorts of people all different sorts of opportunities to come into the gaming industry and to find a job, and we supported them for years and years and years. But when they start voicing very loudly as well how much they want you dead, that's where you draw the line. And the worst part is that now these people, sure, it's good that they're making these statements in public because we can actually call them out on them and we can figure out who to boycott and who to not support. But now what makes it even worse is they're going to be so quiet. Now they're not going to be making these statements on social media because they know they can get screwed over for them. And so we're going to feel for a while that we're almost safe, right? That, oh my gosh, so many of these activists are gone now. Maybe the gaming industry's changing, but really it's still rotting away.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just too afraid to speak out now because, well, honestly, like you mentioned earlier in the stream, they're the ones that started this whole cancel culture thing. And it's not the same thing what we're doing, but if they want to paint it that way, they planted the seed that started all of this. So,
yep, absolutely. And, you know, now they've, in this case, Sony and Sucker Punch, they've really put themselves into a very bad situation because people on the right are boycotting, people on the left are boycotting, and I do still think that this game is probably going to sell. Like, I don't think it's going to sell 0 copies and everybody's literally going to boycott it, but I do think that they are going to take a significant hit now.
Yeah, it's not going to be like Concord level.
Oh, probably not. No.
The only 2 copies that sold actually Craig bought.
Yeah. I got a physical copy too.
Okay, so there was 3. My bad. 3 were sold. It's going to be a relic. It's an ancient relic back in like 20 years. Yeah, so I agree with you. They're probably still going to sprinkle things in the games, but for now, I think it may die down a bit. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Grand Theft Auto because everyone was nervous of what they were going to do, and now that they pushed it back, like we might even get it pushed back again.
Potentially, and we're seeing some pretty big ratios already. Like one day ago, 353,000 views, 17,000 likes to 44,000 dislikes. That's a lot in a day.
That's Disney level. Like,
Yeah.
they get so many dislikes.
Also, this IGN re-upload 2K likes to 7.8K dislikes. It's not.
And that was only
good.
a day ago. It's gonna go up.
Yep. From the people who cheered on someone getting murdered for his opinion. ... You have
they
no
have someone in
honor.
their edited comments yet.
Yeah, not yet. I'm shocked. This one had almost 1,700.
That like has almost as many, or that comment has almost as many likes as the actual trailer.
That's true. That's actually so true. I think this one, the official PlayStation one, is the one that Yellow Flash's comment was removed from, but people saying, RIP. I think that now, because this trailer's gotten so much attention and there's 13,000 comments, they're not really going and deleting any more of them.
Yeah.
But wouldn't shock me if like they just shut the comments down in general. Like, I don't see a way that they could sit here and actually moderate it at this point.
No, they're under a magnifying glass now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess we'll see. Like you said, I don't think they're not going to sell copies. People are still going to buy it. It's Sony. People love Sony games. And there's also a big chunk of people who just aren't on the internet and they have no idea any of this is going on.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
just gamers. They I mean, good for them. Probably very clear-headed, not dealing with all of this craziness. So we'll see. I mean, we can see the numbers when it drops. When does it come out?
It comes out October, that same week as the Netflix series. October, I think it's the 3rd. Maybe it's the 10th, actually. Yotei release date, I don't even remember. Okay, yeah, October 2nd. So,
Okay.
Yeah,
So
right
same
around the
week.
same time.
Well, we'll let you guys know how many copies they sell when it finally.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still
numbers come
conflicted
out.
on if I want to stream it because initially my plan was to stream it, but
Yeah.
man, it's so hard. And usually I do still buy the Sweet Baby Inc. games and the games made by activists because I do think that if I could potentially cost a company money, that's doing more good. That's a good thing in my opinion. But on the flip side, like, I really just don't want to support them at this point. So I'm not sure yet what I'll do, but I definitely just straight off the bat don't think anybody should be supporting this.
Yeah.
But
I
obviously
agree.
everybody can do what they want with their money. I'm not, your keeper, right? If you think it looks good, buy it, support it. Just know the types of people you're supporting.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's a lot. I have to look more into like the Ulta stuff. But there's people that are saying they're no longer going to shop at Ulta because you've probably seen, who Jeffree Star is, right? I feel like everyone knows who that is, even if you're not like, even men that aren't into makeup like know who he is.
Yeah.
That he has been kind of like radicalized. He was always a little based, and definitely leaned more right with his opinions and stuff. Because I remember in 2020 he came out and he's like, "This is they them stuff. People are just bored. Like, this is stupid." And people are like, "Oh, he's kind of based." And it's like, well, he's kind of always been like that. Started a lot of drama. I used to kind of pay attention to the makeup community back, like, gosh, I don't know, probably 2015 or so. I don't know, but I follow him again now because of his comments, and he does stuff like he posted something that was like when a dog gets neutered it doesn't turn him into. I'm wording this a lot more pleasantly than he did. It doesn't make that dog a woman, and he's just like going all in now. So people have gotten radicalized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it's
don't
true.
blame them. People are like, enough is enough. We're seeing people that were fully left that have gone right, and then there's people that were in the middle or more ripe that are just really angry now. Yeah. So I'm not surprised at all by it. I knew this was going to happen, and it's even at a bigger level than I expected.
Oh yeah, 100%. I totally agree. Jabroni, thank you for the 2 on a positive note. I like boobies. Congrats.
Nice avatar.
The gaming industry's now put a target on your back for that comment. You're not allowed to like boobs if you're a gamer.
No. How dare you?
Yeah, I don't know how to say her last name. I actually don't think Lenidakis, is that how I say? I think I always just call her Katrina. Her, him. I think it's a he, she.
Leon Dokas.
Yeah.
Yours sounded way more.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's got to be close. I think I would just refer to them as their Twitter bio and Twitter handle, which is Katrina Translator. They are the person I was thinking about. Yes, Lenny. It's a good abbreviation. Chris, thank you so much for the 10. James Comer wants the CEOs of Discord, Twitch, Valve, and Reddit to appear before Congress. Things are going to happen. I don't know what. Not sure if we should be worried, but things are going to happen. I did say something about that earlier. I haven't gotten a chance to really look that deeply into it, but I mean...
Yeah, me either. Someone told me about it on my morning stream, and I was just like, "Oh, things are happening."
Yeah. When it comes to the government, you never want them involved in anything because they will always push their luck and they will sink their claws 10 times deeper than you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
And so because this is happening, I mean, it's not like I have a lot of love for Twitch or
No,
Reddit, but this could
absolutely
end
not.
up affecting us in very negative ways. It could mean forced age verification, which we know some of these platforms are already doing and being forced to do. It could be more extreme than that. You never really know, but I'll definitely be covering it. I'm sure more in the future as we get more updates.
Yeah.
Rotor, thank you for the $4.99. Beauty is like peeing your pants. Everyone can see it, but only you can feel it.
That was
fascinating. That was, I don't know if I'd quite call it poetry, but it was close.
Very close.
Thank you. Thank you for the 5. Daz, thank you for the 5. People called for the boycott of Hogwarts Legacy and it sold very well. It'll be interesting to see how this boycott goes. Yeah, guys, it's okay when they boycott something and it's okay when they cancel, but it's not okay when you boycott and when you cancel.
Yeah, it has to be on their terms. You have
Right.
to think the way they think, and if you don't, then you're an istophobe, and whatever new word of the week they want to make up.
Yep, absolutely. Oculus, thank you for the 5. Kirsha and the Madam Savvy would be amazing guests. Yeah, busy. They're all busy ladies, but maybe one day, for sure. Love to have them on. And Wild Dog, thank you for the 2. I like bubble booties. Very, very fascinating.
Lots of booty and boomba talk today.
There is. I guess it's better than talking about people being murdered and then other people celebrating it.
Yeah, we're giving you guys an escape here.
These people are absolutely just horrendous individuals, and they wonder why we don't like them. We wonder why we are so vocal about them being in this industry and why we call them out when they push their politics and they use games as a platform for propaganda, like a vessel for propaganda.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, they put it in, right? They started it.
Yep.
With their crap, and we just call them out on it, and it's like no, shut up. I don't want to hear what you have to say. It's so juvenile the way they act. I couldn't imagine being that way. I was never that way. I didn't get political, but I was never fully where they are, where you just don't want to educate yourself. Right. I would feel so dumb if I was so just passionate about something and kept pushing these lies, and then somebody showed me facts that I'm wrong. And I like went so hard pushing the wrong, like, so people that when that happens and they're like, no, I don't want to listen to you. It's kind of pathetic and it's very low IQ and weak minded.
Yeah. No, it definitely is. And I don't ever expect better from these people, but you'd think at one point, right, they would say, you know what, maybe it's time we actually start being tolerant like we claim to be. Maybe it's time we actually become educated like we claim to be.
Yeah.
But
They think they're educated.
that's not the case. So
not at all.
that's how it goes. But yeah, I mean, if you have any last thoughts on, Charlie Kirk and Jimmy Kimmel, and I think we've kind of said it all.
Yeah, we have said it all. We'll keep you guys updated on, everything else that's happening with, sales of these games, and we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. But speaking about a game that recently came out and that has been buggy and broken, and you've got the CEO basically saying
yeah.
if the game is if you're playing the game for a long amount of time, in order to fix it, you might need to shut it off and turn it back on again. From the CEO who said stop being poor and buy a better PC, and from the same CEO who had said if you're a real fan of this franchise, you'll find a way to spend $80 on our game. Now they've had to come out and make an official statement, which of course is hilarious. They said, we want to thank you for welcoming Borderlands 4 to the world. It's been less than a week since the game launched, and it's been incredible watching millions dive into Kairos and forge connections with new Vault Hunters. Thank you. We're reading every piece of feedback you share. Some of the things we've already begun to take action on are, we know some PC players are running into bugs and crashes. We hear you. Updates to improve stability and performance already started rolling out over the weekend, and another is coming this Thursday. This is our top priority. But guys, Randy said it's not broken, and Randy said you're just poor. What do you mean?
Basically, they should just go with, can you just pull it out and blow in it and then put it back in again and it'll work. Like,
exactly. He said, oh, it's not our fault. This game is perfectly optimized. And now it's, well, actually, it's pretty fucking broken. It also says a FOV slider option for consoles is in testing right now, and more information is coming very soon on that. We've been thrilled to see so many of you enjoying your time in Kairos, and as a thank you, we've also just dropped additional in-game rewards with the Break Free Pack live now. We value your feedback and are committed to delivering an incredible Borderlands 4 experience for all players. Thank you. And of course, the replies are exactly what you would expect. Now imagine if you just did this from the start, all of the backlash about performance instead of letting your CEO run on an unhinged rant for days, telling and splitting the community between premium and non-premium gamers. I don't know. Have you tried telling Randy to shut the fuck up? It's so funny. Now, I don't know if you actually know this. Do you know the magic trick conversation around Randy?
no.
So Randy Pitchford. Oh, let me word this in a very nice way. Randy Pitchford was caught with pornography on a USB, and he said that it was just him researching magic tricks. And he left the USB at medieval times.
He left it at medieval times? Why did he have it there, though? That's the bigger question. Like, why did he have that with him while he was eating dinner and watching a show?
He's researching. Wicked.
Hold on, I gotta see what this guy looks like. Hold on.
He's researching.
Okay.
He's knowledgeable. Wicked. How does
Yeah.
Randy Pitchford look? Exactly the way that you fucking imagine.
I'm like, I gotta see what this guy looks like.
Yep.
Who brings...
Yep. And
Well.
so Randy here, of course, has been melting down over the past couple
As
of
they
days.
do.
Basically, attacking anybody, saying get a better PC, every PC gamer must accept the reality of the relationship between their hardware and what the software they're running is doing. We've made an amazing and fun and huge looter shooter campaign game. The game is pretty damn optimal, which means that the software is doing what we wanted without wasteful cycles on bad processes. With BL4, every PC gamer has a lot of tools to balance their preferences between FPS, resolution, and rendering features. If you aren't happy with the balance between these things you are experiencing, please tune to your preferences using the tools available. We appreciate the incredibly high degree of passion and excitement there is for the game. And he says all of this, and then he actually turns around and says, well, if you think we suck at our jobs, you go and code your own engine. You learn how to do it better than us.
Some people are learning.
Well, true. That is a very good point. There are a lot of people who are sick and tired of the mainstream's industry's bullshit. And of course, I think that indies are the future of the industry. And one day the Ubisofts and the EAs will be overrun by indies. And they'll kind of become the mainstream, like we saw what happened with Sandfall and Expedition 33 and Team Cherry with Hollow Knight Silksong. But these are the people that are at the top of the food chain right now. And this is an absolutely disgusting way to approach your customers. Like, stop being poor. If you're a real fan, you'll find a way to spend $80 and also buy a better PC. That telling people to just shut up and stop complaining about technical difficulties and just either refund the game or buy a different game. And then all of those meltdowns for several days in a row, just for the company to have to admit defeat and say, we're sorry and we know that there's a lot of technical problems and, you know, it's their top priority to fix it. They just should have said that from the get-go. I mean, he literally was on X acting like a tech support guy and was like, have you tried doing this and that with the settings? When really what's funny about that is he said things like, I don't know, turn the fog off. There's no option to even do that. So he's basically saying, you don't have the developer build, you fucking scrub. I can shut the fog off. Oh my God, what a slap in the face.
Yeah, that is, so he's pretty much was just dancing around admitting that they messed up and their game just kind of sucks. Well, maybe not the game itself, but you know, the way it runs. That is, and telling people to make their own game, it's like so many people are like, okay, I'll do it. You can. I have a few friends that went to school for game development, and they are actively working on a game at the moment, a couple of games. And I know people who didn't go to school for it, who are very passionate about games and are tired of what we're getting. So they decided to, I'm going to do it myself. So you're right. The future is indie. I just can't believe that just the balls that these people have to come at their audience, their customers, like that's going to get them anywhere. Like he's so right. Let me go take out a loan so I can build a better PC and play Borderlands.
Yep, it's because they feel that they're untouchable and that nothing could possibly go wrong, or like people will eventually forgive them, which sure, there are always going to be people that are going to stand beside you and that are going to forgive you and defend you, but like it's not a good look to everyone else, like even just the casual gamers.
Oh yeah. Casual people, they're not even going to want to spend $80, to be honest. You know, someone that, you know, like you who reviews them. Yeah. Right. Probably for certain games. Did you get this or no?
I did get Borderlands.
And it's awful?
It's pretty fucking bad. I mean, I have a NASA level PC and
even you're having issues.
I'm lucky if I have a stable 80 FPS.
Like, oh, you did get it. I think I was in one of your streams where it was like messing up
you had
on
stopped
you. That's
by
right.
Quickly, yeah.
I did. I forgot, man. Every day is just blending together, especially the last couple weeks.
Yeah, that's for sure. But to top all of this off, I think I had said this in my video yesterday. Randy Pitchford has been so vocal on social media. I just had a feeling he was going to go, you guys are being fucking mean to me. And that's exactly what happened. He highlighted an anonymous email sent to him. And of course, I'm you should never like threaten people's lives or threaten people's families or things like that. But we know that there's always these individuals who will see one piece of hate mail or comment on social media, and instead of ignoring it, they highlight it because, of course, they want to paint themselves as victims. And guess what? Randy's doing fan mail of the day, and I'm not going to read the entire thing because this person's basically just saying he's a piece of shit, but Randy got one piece of hate mail and he has to highlight it and go on social media and cry about it. Like, that doesn't make you look good, Randy, because you also have been going on social media and attacking people. Sure, you're not using such strong language, but at the same time, you're not a good guy here.
No.
So like,
Absolutely not.
sure, making comments and calling people, discussing things or threatening them, it's not good and it's not
No.
acceptable. But it's not smart either to go on social media and then highlight it. But the only reason why he's doing that is because he's looking for victim points.
Oh, absolutely. He's like, feel sorry for me. And also, buy my game. I'm sad.
Yeah.
My game that doesn't work.
Yeah. So while he's receiving all this backlash, this is what he's decided to highlight. Again, he didn't have to, go on social media, and he didn't have to attack people, and he didn't have to call us poor idiots.
You can't spend 10,000 on a computer and 80 on a game.
Yeah,
peasant.
yeah, you fucking peasant. I don't like to say that people are writing themselves comments in order to gain sympathy, but also it happens so often that it wouldn't surprise me if he just wanted more attention.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. This is like you said, I'm the victim. Feel sorry for me. Give me
Right.
attention. Everybody's mad at me, and I really just need a win here.
Right. Exactly. Like it just sounds like something that he would write. It really does if you start paying attention to the way that he types on social media and the way that he talks. So again, I'm not going to sit here and say 100% that it is him. But it just seems really fucking suspicious to me. So thought I would highlight that.
His alt account yelling at himself, like, please, somebody feel sorry for me. Anybody.
Exactly. So I thought that was a fascinating little update. Now, not only is Randy coming out and saying, poor me, I'm facing so much backlash over this. We've also got the official Borderlands X account doing what they should have done from the start, which was actually address problems that people had and actually, I don't know, like, not completely write off our criticisms and actually say we get it, we totally understand, like, we fully respect you guys, which they didn't do. And really, like, they've only severely damaged the image of this game. And I don't think it's a great game. I don't think it's the worst game ever. But if it ran better, they wouldn't be facing even close to this amount of backlash.
Oh, no. I mean, every game comes out and it's going to face backlash, right? Even if it's, an amazing game that the majority likes. I mean, look at Stellar Blade. People loved it, but then people were crying about the boobies and stuff.
Juby saying the email is his. Randy Pitchford is born in 1971. What do you...
What?
Wow.
You're like,
who
what?
could have fucking thunk it? Oh my gosh. Well, I guess we'll see if he makes any other statements or he claims that there's any other comments being made to him that severe, but yeah, I have a feeling it is just him looking for sympathy points.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the 2. Look up what Learning the Law posted. I'll have to check it out afterwards, but I will write it down. I'm assuming it's about Katrina, right? So yeah, I will look at what Manga Lawyer posted. I did bookmark it. Poncho, thank you for the 2. And on that note, raw and moist, but both terrible words.
On what note?
Wicked's a little bit bothered by that. Thank you for the $4.99. Love your videos. Glad you enjoy. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Mr. Hardcore Mode, thank you for the 5. It was a magic trick. You think that dick is gonna grow on its own? Absolutely unhinged.
Chat's in rare form tonight, huh?
It really, really is. Glitch, thank you for the 5. The magic trick in question is shooting liquid from it. Well, Jesus Christ. Why is this the route that chat has gone down tonight? Have I missed a chapter?
Maybe it was my fault because I talked about Jennifer with the beard and they were just like, oh, we're going all out tonight.
Maybe they were
started
like, well, Wicked started it, so we
I
can do it too.
radicalized the chat. Sorry.
You did. You did. I blame you. Wolf, thank you for the 2. I already am. Hopefully March 2026. Yeah, hopefully. I think that indies are the future of the industry. I've always thought that, though, and I definitely think that we need more independent creators out there making, products that are not in line with the mainstream's, I don't know, like guidelines and fucking politically correct requirements. So
Absolutely.
for
Just
sure.
let entertainment be entertainment.
Yeah, 100%.
Escapism. They totally forgot what the meaning of that was.
Yep. Totally agree. Cabal, thank you for the 5. Gamers need to collectively comment on his X page and say, stop gooning and fix your damn game.
Put the USB down, okay?
Put the USB down. It's so true. He's just researching magic tricks, guys. Jeez Louise.
Sorry.
And then he got a lawsuit dropped against him. That was a big magic trick. So yeah, I mean, he is definitely an interesting guy. I mean, listen.
Interesting, yes.
People can have whatever kinks they want, but maybe, it's not maybe it's not smart to put on a USB and leave in random places, and maybe that's just not it.
It's just out of all places.
Which I guess since Wicked doesn't know the full thing, and for maybe there's other people in chat that don't know, I'll read the USB section really quickly.
Learning with Vara.
Yeah. 2018 Medieval Times USB drive controversy. In 2018, former Gearbox lawyer Wade Callender filed a lawsuit against Pitchford that alleged that Pitchford had left a USB drive containing sensitive Gearbox information and CP at a Medieval Times in 2014. Pitchford clarified that the pornographic film on the USB drive was not CP and stated that he had saved the pornography for the purposes of studying a sexual act performed by the female actress that he claimed to be similar to a magic trick. Gearbox said that they would file a grievance with the State Bar of Texas against Callender for filing a lawsuit that includes accusations that he knows to be untrue. An August 2019 filing further alleged Pitchford and his employers of contempt. In October 2019, both sides announced that the lawsuit had been dropped. So
yeah, see, I didn't know it was CP. I was gonna say this is like
it was alleged. We of course never got confirmation of that. One would assume if it was like this lawsuit wouldn't have been settled and thrown out,
it would have been a bigger
that wouldn't
deal.
have happened. So like at this point, we kind of assume that wasn't the case, but I guess you never know, though.
It does sound like an episode of South Park, though.
It
like
really does.
Times
Left it at Medieval Times, really? And why do you have sensitive Gearbox information and porn on a USB stick that you're carrying around in your pocket?
Yeah.
What? That is insane. He's just like, I have to take it everywhere with me. It's like an emotional blankie. I just need my USB. That's insane.
I just need my comfort USB.
Absolutely fucking wild. It sounds fake too. When you were like, you didn't know, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna sound insane. I'm gonna sound
it's
crazy.
Okay. I'm sure you've said way worse stuff that made you sound insane, and I still believed it. So,
oh yeah,
this
probably.
is just one of the more wild ones.
Yeah, that's that's true. Deranged, thank you for the 199. Did you see Amanda Seyfried what she said about Charlie Kirk? I haven't. I'll have to look into that. But thank you for the 2. Poncho, thank you for the 2. Well, chat, Vara is tired. Me? I'm tired? I thought you were saying you're tired. I'm tired of the bullshit with these activists, that's for sure. Banana.
Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I was just gonna read a headline in case chat was
Oh,
wondering.
yeah.
So this was a Variety article. I'll just read the headline. We don't need to get too into it. But Amanda Seyfried speaks out after calling Charlie Kirk hateful. I can get angry about racist rhetoric and also agree his death was disturbing and deplorable. So that's what the headline says. So she called him a racist, I guess, probably hateful. But even
And now
this,
she's
again,
backtracking.
either she's backtracking or she, maybe her initial, I don't know what she initially said. I'll have to look into that. She might have said, kind of did like what Jamie Lee said, like, don't agree with him, don't like what he put out there, but it's not okay that, he was killed,
Right.
which is again, just a sane, she's not sane because anyone that thinks he's a racist clearly did not listen to anything that he said.
I
But,
know.
it shows that they're just being human. Maybe
Yeah.
not her. I think Jamie Lee Curtis that she was showing that the human being side of her, not the crazy liberal side, that it's just not okay for someone to get murdered. Go
Yeah.
figure that someone would think that.
I
Like,
know.
it's crazy
Shocking.
thinking.
Who could have imagined that to be the case? I mean, wow. I also want to know what racist rhetoric they're constantly, talking about, what racist rhetoric they're constantly referencing.
Oh yeah, I had somebody in my chat today saying that, and it was only one person, and I wanted to point out, I'm like, that's a light for us that, I had 250 at this point watching me, which was great. 249 people weren't taking what this person was saying. So
Right.
we're louder, and that's some light that I will take in the situation.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Banana, thank you for the 2 indie games. Are the reason why I built a PC, Xbox. Yeah, there's a lot of amazing indie games out there.
Yeah.
100%. Captain Keeps, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships to the channel. Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, the profile picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good one. But thank you for the 5. Mark of Reality, thank you for the 5. I wonder if Mia Khalifa is magical. Was she on the USB? I don't know.
Yeah, I hate to say that I actually know who that is, right? Because I mean, I
Yeah.
don't watch. I know who that is because somebody came into my chat, like, kind of when I first started streaming, and they were like, Mia Khalifa, and I was like, who is that? And well,
Plenty of time on the internet.
I looked it up because I was like, who is that? And I was like, I don't look like her.
No, you don't look like her.
No.
But
Thanks, internet.
people. Yeah.
I just said that to me and made me have to Google who that was. Thank you.
Yeah.
I guess I needed to know that.
I guess so. Jabroni, thank you for the 5. JJ's like cigarettes. They both taste better the closer you get to the butt. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate it. So guys, we were initially going to review The Long Walk, which I did watch very legally online. I did very legally obtain a copy. It was not good. I don't think Wicked's seen it yet anyway. Well, it's not like it matters, right? Because we ultimately know what Stephen King has been saying and the way he's been acting. So I totally get not wanting to, support it, but it wasn't even a good movie. But that meant that we got to review and watch As Above, So Below, which is a film I had recommended a couple of weeks ago. And we'll watch the trailer really quickly. It is a movie from 2014, and it's a movie that I absolutely loved, and I can't wait to get Wicked's thoughts on this. So we'll watch this really quickly. You can hear it?
Yep.
Okay, cool. You never freaking
My
know.
name is Scarlett Marlowe, and I'm a student in urban archaeology.
370 feet beneath this point is a hidden chamber.
That might contain a critical missing piece of our history.
How are we supposed to get down there?
Catacombs.
There are 200 miles of tunnels right underneath our feet.
They're holding the remains of 6 million corpses.
Stop. This is the Empire of the Dead.
These are human bones. We go through here?
Let's do it. Keep slow and steady, yeah?
I think I'm stuck.
Just breathe with me, please. It's okay.
What was that?
Man, that scene.
Okay.
I think I am. What the hell do we do now, huh?
We can't go back. We should just keep moving. Tell me we didn't just go in a circle.
It's exactly the same.
No, everything's upside down.
What happened to the entrance?
Wait, there's something here.
Oh my god.
What the hell is this?
When I was a kid, we had a piano that looked exactly like this. I used to play it all the time. The A4 key was messed up. What's going on?
Can you read that?
According to mythology, that's the inscription over the gates of hell. And they should be made to crawl on their bellies to enter the kingdom of darkness.
Did you hear that?
Is somebody there?
What's happening to us? Dad?
It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault!
So this is a movie that, like I said, came out in 2014, and since Wicked and I are pretty into like found footage or like an individual in a movie like recording what they're doing, I thought that she would really like this because this is a movie that I have loved for years at this point. I know I always mention it in my gaming live streams. I hate like cave diving and the splunkers and the people who go into these caves and then they get stuck. It's like, I have a wife and 4 kids at home. What am I doing with my Sunday? Getting stuck in a cave. It's terrible. And there's so many people out there who do it. Yeah, right? Like, let me throw away this perfect life that I have to get stuck in a cave and die horrendously. So that for me was always probably a really big reason why I like this, because for me it's sure you have the angle of hell and it being dark and then being trapped in this area, but there's so much like the crawling and the really like claustrophobic shots, and I feel like this movie is shot really fantastically, and the twist at the end is that they actually do like reach the gates of hell, and I think that you don't really get that in the first half of the movie as they're descending into the deeper levels of hell. And I think that that was a really cool angle, because I literally just thought that they were going to get stuck down there and die down there, just like horribly painful deaths. And that wasn't the case. And I just thought that this movie was really well filmed. The acting is also really good. Perdita Weeks, the lead actress, she always reminded me of Lara Croft.
Absolutely, same vibe. Like immediately, like an archaeologist that's British and pretty. That's Lara.
And even if in the new like Amazon adaptation, if they didn't want to pick an actress with a large chest, I thought that she would have made a great Lara Croft. 100%.
So I'll try to do this like every time that we do a review. I don't know if you want to share my screen. I'll dive deeper into my review because I keep it like spoiler free when I do critic lists. I really like going on critic lists, and I also feel like this movie needed more love. It wasn't even on like the radar.
Yeah,
when we looked
last week, I was shocked. I was like, no, this is so good.
Yeah, so I gave it most excellent, which is the highest rating that you can give on here. And my quick little review on here was that the pacing of this movie is great. The story kicks off quickly, setting a high stakes tone from the start. The found footage style enhances this. The Paris catacombs are a perfect backdrop for a horror movie, and the claustrophobic environment creates a powerful sense of dread. The horror isn't just about jump scares; it's a mix of psychological terror and existential dread, because it's like their own personal hell, right?
Yeah.
And you don't see that in the beginning. So yeah, sorry for anyone spoilers. I mean, this isn't a very like new movie, but
it's a decade old.
Yeah. So, it explores the idea of facing your own personal demons, and the deeper the characters go into the catacombs, the more it seems to manifest and the creepier the atmosphere is. And it's, the narrow dark tunnels and unexplained sounds. Like, it's, for me, something that scares me the most in horror films is the unknown. So as you're going in, you don't know what's going on. Like Vara said, you think, oh, they're just gonna die these terrible deaths, and that's it. But it's way deeper than that, and you're just not ready for it. And it was a great twist at the end. So yeah, like the film the title kind of hints at like it's a physical journey through the catacombs and a mental and spiritual journey for the characters, right?
Yeah.
And it's just, I thought it was really, really well done. I enjoyed this very, very much, more than the one that we just watched. I still like The House on Eden Story, but this miles above it.
Yeah. So
Because
I'm
the pacing
curious.
too was
I'm
just like,
curious to know what your thoughts are. So at the end, again, spoiler alert, they find their way out and they're back in the normal world, but the camera angle is flipped upside down still. So do you think they actually truly got out? Or do you think that they're stuck in hell still? And it's just hell depicting the normal world? Because I remember that was a big debate when I had initially watched the movie
when it
and
was
like
new.
I was looking into it a lot. There was a big debate. So I'm curious what your thoughts are.
I didn't even think of that. I'm like, did they, because they make it to where they jump down that well, and it's like they faced their own personal demons, and that's how they escape. But it's like, you're right. I actually didn't think about that.
Yeah.
That is it just another way that they're being, tortured.
Yeah, I feel like they did get out, but also imagine the torture of thinking you got out and then it's like, haha, psych, it didn't actually happen.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and I didn't think about that. I'm gonna have to. I have a lot of friends that are into found footage, and I'm waiting for some of them to watch it, and I'm gonna ask that question to them now too, because I'm curious. I didn't even think of that. It didn't even cross my mind. I'm just like, okay, they made it out. Some of them.
Yeah, for me, it reminded me a lot of Dante's Inferno because Dante and Virgil, they encounter Lucifer, and of course, he's depicted as like this massive figure, and they have to climb his legs to reach the surface of the earth. And it reminded me like a lot of that with the cinematography because throughout the movie, the camera's normal, and then it becomes upside down, but it's still upside down towards the end. So I wonder if they did truly escape or not.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I had a question for you, like that. So with the Philosopher's Stone,
Yeah.
it works on the girl. I forget her name right now, which I just watched it last night, so I don't know why I forgot. But it's been a week. The French girl, not the main girl. Like when she gets her arm sliced open, and
Yeah,
she
not
takes
not
it,
Scarlet. You're talking
not
about
Scarlet.
like isn't her name like Susie or something?
Something like that. Maybe like the French version of it
Yeah.
though. And
Like
she
Sue, basically.
John Golden, I think, has it. Suxi.
Yeah,
It was something like that.
Something like that.
So when they're in there, she uses it on her and it works. But then when she tries to use it, do you think they passed a certain veil? I guess you could say, and that's why it worked. Because we know that she had to go back. It wasn't the true one. But the reason why the original one worked is because it worked while before they crossed the line of going into hell. And then once they were like in hell, that stone that she had did not work anymore.
Right.
Like I'm trying to figure out that logic there and how, they made that work, or maybe because if they weren't in hell yet, they're
Yeah.
not messing with them yet. Right. But maybe they were, because it's like, was
Maybe
that
just
French
the entire
guy?
catacombs.
Yeah. Which it was I think that was brilliant, using that
That
as
setting is so good because it's so claustrophobic and dark and creepy. And then, of course, throughout the movie, at the very beginning, they establish if you lose your light or you run out of food or water, you're dead. And throughout the movie, it's like that lingering fear of that happening.
Yes. Yeah. It was good. I like a good, it wasn't full on psychological thriller because they kept the pace moving really well. I mean, like I loved it. The first 5 minutes, you knew what was going on. You knew that Scarlet was an archaeologist and she was trying to find something her dad couldn't find. And and immediately, like the explosion when she goes to find, I forgot what it was called. The first piece of her, or the last piece of her puzzle to get to where she can find where it was, like she was in Iran or something.
Yeah.
Like immediately, like the explosion down there, and she's running, going through a wall. Like the pacing was fantastic in this movie.
And
I didn't get bored at all.
Yeah, no, and I really loved how they depicted each individual person's own hell, like whether it was with her father, and then of course you have, I think his name is Benji, her friend, and with the piano, and then the trauma of his, I think it was his brothers had drowned in a
Yeah, that was
sewer.
creepy.
So
Seeing them
so I felt like they could have just had all these other side characters just be dumb side characters who end up dying, but that wasn't the case, and everyone felt important to the story. And like, of course, as the story continues, one by one, they're getting, kind of picked off. But the beginning, I also really liked how they didn't have basically a moment to breathe once they got there because the police were there and they were trying to take them down. So they basically had to scatter inside, and it automatically felt very like jarring because it's like, okay, you can't do this like on your own terms. So I thought it was a really well laid out and executed movie. The pacing was really good, the acting was really solid, and I thought that the setting was perfect. And I thought that you were going to like it as well because we generally have similar tastes in films. I was shocked when you hadn't seen it.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of almost glad that I didn't see it yet because it was something nice to watch this week that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, in a way, I'm glad that we didn't have to review The Long Walk because I was able to watch
It was
this.
so boring. So,
Yeah. So
you're not missing much.
yeah, I'm not gonna see it.
Yeah.
Spoiler
no,
queen.
I don't blame you for not
Yeah.
wanting to watch it, but I'd give this movie probably like a 7.5 or an 8. It in my opinion is definitely up there with horror films.
Absolutely. I gave it 85 out of 100, which is
Yeah.
still like for the critic list scoring, like I think 85 is when it hits most excellent, and then under that is rad. Like I gave The Conjuring rad, which was,
Yeah.
I think I gave The Conjuring like 80 or 75, the last one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Last Rites. That was really good too. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
I did. Some people, there was like mixed reviews, and I'm like, I thought that it was, now we know it's not really ending the Conjuring universe, but it is ending Ed and Lorraine's story. We may get like if they want to do prequels.
Psych!
Yeah, right. It's ending the story of them aged. Now we're just
Yeah.
gonna get prequels. But I thought it was a good story, and they, implementing her daughter and everything was good. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah,
haven't
no.
seen As Above, So Below, check it out if you like a good thriller, and especially if you like found footage films.
Yeah, for sure. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really glad that we got a chance to review it. I don't know what we'll watch next week.
We'll figure that
I'm
out.
not sure.
We've
I
got
know that
time.
next week, Alien Earth has its finale.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I know that The Home comes out. That was another movie that I thought looked kind of interesting. The Home is about, let me find it, a graffiti artist who works at a retirement home as part of his court-ordered community service and begins noticing strange occurrences relating to the home's elderly residents.
Oh, interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah, it's got John Glover in it. It's got Pete Davidson. So it's got a couple of larger figures in it. So that might be actually a decent one. It was announced like all the way back in like I think 2020, so it's been in development for a couple of years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we should check that out.
Yeah. Much less. Thank you for the 1 month. Did you ever watch the Until Dawn movie? Yeah, it was nothing like Until Dawn.
Yeah, I don't know why they called it Until Dawn. So they're developing a Dead by Daylight movie, and I legit went into it thinking that this was a Dead by Daylight movie, and I'm like, oh wait, like when you see the trailer, it seems like a Dead by
it's
Daylight, like
very similar.
because you keep waking up, it's like in the same, like the way that they did it, it's like, why didn't they make this a Dead by Daylight movie? It would have been more believable. I thought the movie itself was fine,
Yeah.
but it using Until Dawn, why? I just don't know why.
It's like nostalgia bait almost, just trying to get you to watch it because you liked the game. And by the way, chat, I see all of your movie recommendations. Join either of our Discord servers, and we both have channels in the servers for the show specifically, and you can leave all of your movie suggestions there, topic suggestions, memes, gifs, anything like that if you want us to highlight it, because there's a lot of chat and it's hard to screenshot all of them. So join the Discords. Either of them is perfectly fine.
Yes.
For sure. But I guess we'll end the night off on another movie topic really quickly. Of course, we love sitting here talking about Batman
We
all
do.
the time. And I personally really liked the Batman. I thought Robert Pattinson did a pretty good job. I also loved the Penguin. I thought it was so good. But we do have
The
some
Penguin
more
was great.
details. Yeah, like I thought it was the perfect mix of comic book while also being
It was like The
like
Sopranos
kind
and
of like The
Gotham.
Sopranos, right?
Yeah.
Like not just crime boss, but also it felt like a comic still. It was just well executed. And I thought the casting was phenomenal.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So I gave okay, the Batman 8 out of 10. The Penguin series 10 out of 10. That was so good. Like that was show of the year
Yeah.
for me last year.
Yeah. I think personally for me it was like I think that they were both 9s, and the only major problem I had with both of them is of course in the movie, right? You have Selena Kyle or Catwoman making the rich white men comments, and I think that those do not do the movie justice. And in the Penguin show, they changed Sophia Falcone's backstory to she was wronged by a man. And
Yeah.
I still thought that the way that they wrote it was really good. And I still felt like they did a good job not just making everything about her gender, but at the same time, they changed the hangman's story so that she was wronged by this man who was putting her down and framing her because men are evil. So I didn't like that. The men equals bad narrative is something that definitely brought it down a tick, but I still thought that everything else was so good that I don't want to say I necessarily fully looked past it because it did definitely hurt its score in my opinion, but it wasn't, I would say, the worst case of a rewrite we've ever seen. I mean, especially after
Absolutely
we're
not.
supposed to be getting something like the fucking Powerpuff Girls.
Which part
That
of
would have
me
been
is
so good if it came out.
It
We
would've
would
been
have
great
had
for us.
we would have had such good material for this show.
content for days.
Yes. That would have been so good.
We could have dressed up like them for Halloween.
We could have and see what
still
was
can.
taken from us.
We still can. We just gotta find a Bubbles, because obviously you'll be Blossom and I'll be Buttercup. 'Cause
Yeah.
it just looks right.
Yeah, it does. But we did get some more Batman 2 news and information, which I just wanted to very quickly bring up. The Penguin appears in roughly 5 to 6 scenes. We know it's another murder mystery digging deeper into the corruption. I hope it's the Court of Owls. That would be amazing. I would love that. It starts filming around April 2026. Bruce Wayne is finding it very hard to be Batman. It takes Batman in a direction never done before in this way, which for me is a big red flag. Whenever we hear about modernizing or taking something in a new direction, I instantly become worried. And I think a lot of the people on these projects have done really good and they have a clear vision. And so I want to have faith in them. But we also said the same thing about the Joker, and we saw what happened with the Joker. Like the first one was amazing. We loved it. It was phenomenal. And then Joker 2 came out. So that to me is the major red flag at this point.
Yeah, that makes me nervous. I absolutely agree with that. I didn't watch the Joker 2 because I Disparu and X-Ray, I allowed them to spoil it for me, and I was actually very thankful for that. I don't always people be like, don't go see it. I'm like, I'm gonna go see it and make my own opinion.
Absolutely.
But that was an instance where when they told me how it ended, I was like, yep, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty horrendous movie when you look at how amazing the first one was. Like the first one for me was such a fantastic piece of cinema, and it truly highlighted such a good direction that they could have take it, and then they threw that all away because they're stupid and they don't know how to write stories and how to live up to the expectations.
And because they didn't want people like us to enjoy it. They were mad that we
Right.
enjoyed the first one. So
The
I gotta stick it to you.
chuds.
The
Ugh,
chuds.
We gotta own the chuds.
Oh, I feel so owned. I didn't even go see it. I'm fine. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, it did lose hundreds of millions of dollars, so.
So I mean,
It
that's
is
not the
what it
own they
is.
thought it was, but
Jeez, you stupid chud. I can't believe it.
you
you
liked
didn't
my
go and
first movie.
see
Well, watch this.
Yeah. I know you feel so insulted right now, but there's a couple of Batman 2 details. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it comes out and it's good, but we're still a long ways away, that's for sure.
Yes.
We'll
I'll go
see.
see it.
Yeah, I will too.
I like Batman.
Yeah. Oh my God, the Batmobile sounds so sick. I love
Yeah.
it. Whew,
Yes,
that's
yes.
good. Michael, thank you for the 5. I don't have any plushies, but if they make an SKA into one, they said that they were. Believe me, I'm keeping my eye out. When I see that SKA plushie, I might just buy 2. But thank you
Just
for the
'cause.
5. So, Wicked, what are you up to? What's going on? Also, chat, of course, this is a rotating show. So, last week was on Wicked's channel, this week is on ours, and next week we'll be back on Wicked. So, don't forget.
Yeah, I actually should probably change my video there for like the recommended one. I haven't done that show in a while.
Yeah,
So,
you probably should change that.
I'll put something else up. But yeah, I have. So I do a Wicked's World podcast, which is pretty much my solo podcast. Sometimes I have people hop on. And then on Saturdays, I do Saucy Saturdays with Extra Girl and This Brew, and then sprinkle in some gaming streams, like kind of randomly throughout the week, just when I have time to play stuff. And then obviously this show every other Wednesday since we rotate it. So yeah, next Wednesday it'll be on my show. So make sure you hop on over there for some Vara and Virtue fun. And thank you guys so much for 10K. I know Vara gave me that last push needed to hit it. And I will eventually do, everyone's been asking about a 10K celebration stream, which is so sweet. I'll do it soon. It's just given everything that's happened, I haven't been in much of like a celebration mood, So I think next week will probably be the time. Maybe we could all use it, just like
You could wait and do a big Halloween 10K.
That's true.
Bash.
That is true. That's not a bad idea.
It's only
Maybe
a month away. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. I should probably do that.
Helping out.
With the good ideas.
Yep, that's me. Good idea, Vara over here. But yeah,
Absolutely.
guys, all of her links are in the description. Of course, go and subscribe over there. Next week, the Vara and Virtue show will be on her channel. We'll figure out what we're going to be reviewing. Something good, of course. I doubt that we're going to come up with many bad movies here. So,
no, we like good stuff.
We definitely do. So check out the links in the description. Of course, guys, I will be live again tomorrow evening on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Finally, we're going back to Silksong. I need a break from Borderlands, and I'm so excited. It's like that meme, playing Silksong, ripping my hair out, crying, screaming, but recommending it. 2 big thumbs up. It's an amazing game so far. So tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, we will be back to Silksong, and then over the weekend, that's what we'll be playing. And of course, next week on Wednesday, I'll be over on Wicked Virtue's channel. So yeah, guys, of course, I appreciate all of your donations. I appreciate all of your gifted memberships, your re-up memberships. I appreciate you just hanging out, chatting, join the Discords, leave your movie suggestions, topic suggestions in either of our Discords in the Vara and Virtue channels that we have over there. And yeah, of course, guys, I appreciate you all being here the past few hours. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for being here. Thank you for stopping by, and have a really good rest of your evening, everyone.
Bye.